And now for a Next News special report.
In a shocking turn of events, the Texas Senate Committee on State Affairs has unleashed a powerful weapon in the fight against big tech's alleged election interference. Google whistleblower Zach Voorhees' explosive testimony has compelled the committee to take bold action, unanimously voting to authorize subpoenas to tech giants like Facebook, Google, and YouTube. As the battle for election integrity reaches a boiling point, you don't want to miss the final thought in this special report. Now, in these uncertain times, the Next News Network has been a steadfast beacon of truth, fighting tirelessly to expose the hidden agendas threatening our republic. However, the channel now faces an existential crisis, having been demonetized by YouTube for over a year now. As we stand on the precipice of a crucial election, your support has never been more vital. By donating or sharing this vital message, you can help ensure that the voice of truth continues to be heard. Visit the links below to join us in this critical moment and keep the flame of freedom burning bright. Now, the Texas Senate Committee on State Affairs held a crucial hearing on Wednesday to address the pressing issue of maintaining election security. Chaired by Senator Brian Hughes, the hearing aimed to identify and neutralize threats to Texas election integrity, including those posed by big tech companies and foreign entities. Senator Hughes emphasized the immense power and influence these tech giants wield over information that we consume, expressing concerns about their ability to shape, withhold, or promote content, particularly during an election year. Let's take a look at his opening remarks.
On the issue of elections and election security, both big tech, and that's a broad term that is somewhat amorphous, but I think you know what we mean in general. Large entities which have a tremendous reach have a lot of influence, and this has been a subject of legislation here in a number of areas, in Texas and many states. And so taking a look at the influence of big tech, large internet companies have a lot of power, and the power that they have over information, what information they allow us to see, how they shape the information that they allow us to see, what they choose to withhold, what they choose to promote. It's obviously tremendous. And in an election year like this one, I guess there's never been an election year like this one, but what's already what's underway, folks are concerned as we go into the fall election, big issues at stake. And so that's why the Lieutenant Governor has charged this committee with looking at these issues.
Now, the hearing featured explosive testimony from Google whistleblower Zach Voorhees, who shed light on the company's alleged efforts to interfere with elections and maintain a biased information landscape. Voorhees exposed Google's secret machine learning fairness program, which he claims is aimed at programming the public to align with the tech giant's corporate values. Watch.
Make no mistake, machine learning fairness is and has always been the real censorship program, and it is massive. The goal was to, quote, program the public to align with Google's corporate values. Those are their words. This was a four-step process laid out by the AI ethicist Margaret Mitchell, who has since been fired for unethical behavior. Step 1, training data are collected and classified. Step 2, algorithms are programmed. Step 3, media are filtered, ranked, aggregated, or generated. And step 4, people like us are programmed. That's a direct quote from their slides. And it wasn't just in one slide, it was littered throughout the company. This process was repeated in a cycle, with step 4 feeding back into step 1. This sounds like something out of a conspiracy theory, but it's real. Google rewrote their news algorithms, specifically trained on mainstream media stories targeting Trump, such as his fight with Comey. Systems like real-time events, real-time boost, and HiveMind assign higher amplification scores to stories related to targeting Trump. Google's internal documents revealed their stance on, quote, algorithmic unfairness. They stated that even factually accurate representations could be considered algorithmically unfair and removed. And let me just quote them. For example, imagine a Google image query for CEOs shows predominantly men. Even if it were a factually accurate representation of the world, it would be algorithmic unfairness. In some cases, it may be appropriate to take no action if the system accurately reflects current reality, while in other cases, it may be desirable to consider how we might help society reach a more fair and equitable state via either product intervention or broader corporate social responsibility efforts, end quote.
Voorhees also alleged rampant censorship and bias, specifically targeting the conservative news outlet, our news outlet, the Next News Network, which has been demonetized for over a year. He revealed that Google employs blacklists, skewed search rankings, and algorithmic unfairness to suppress right-leaning content. Watch.
Let's talk about news ranking. News sites that supported Democrats were ranked with the highest quality and trustworthiness. Here's a partial list. Wall Street Journal, 8.53. CBS News, 6.57. CNN, 6.0. Fox News, 5.2. Russia Today, 4.57. The Young Turks, 2.53. Alex Jones Network, negative 1.56. At the bottom of the list is Next News Network at negative 3.35. Let me reiterate, the foreign propaganda outlet Russia Today was scored 7 points higher than the Next News Network, one of the top YouTube news networks in America. Since my disclosure, Next News Network has been permanently demonetized and will soon be bankrupted. These sound more like the actions we'd expect from a Russian propaganda complex. But shockingly, it's the actions of Google.
In a bold move, Voorhees called for subpoenas to uncover Google's clandestine operations, including the machine learning fairness program, blacklists, media ranking documents, and the decision process behind demonetizing this very channel. Watch.
What recommendations would you have for this legislature to take action to address the issues you address?
My recommendation is subpoenas would be filed against Google for any documents that have the name blacklist.txt related to Google, YouTube, and their news search corpuses. I would also ask that you subpoena their documents related to rankings of media outlets. I've provided a supplemental showing a slide deck including such a list. That is 4 years old. It's a bit dated. The open question now is, what are the updated rankings of the media outlets that they have? Also, machine learning fairness is so huge. I don't even know how you would even swallow that. But if you could do, ask them, file a subpoena, ask them for documents related to machine learning fairness. And that is going to be such a huge bombshell that it just needs to get into the public disclosure. So it's those three things: machine learning fairness, blacklists, and their media rankings is the start of the entire. What might be a really cheap way to get at this information is to ask what the decision process was for demonetizing Next News Network, right? Like, they're very large, and if you can get that information related to that case, I think that that's going to sort of illuminate what their decision-making processes were for that demonetization. Like, they're still demonetized. They've been demonetized for like 6 months, like the top conservative news network on YouTube. And the question is, why did they get demonetized? And if we have the answer to that, we're going to get the answers to a whole bunch of other censorship activities with the company.
And now the committee wasted no time in responding to these shocking revelations. In a unanimous vote, they authorized subpoenas to big tech firms like Facebook and Google, demonstrating their commitment to protecting election integrity in Texas. And Voorhees, visibly emotional, reacted to the news of the subpoena power authorization in a video post, expressing his gratitude for the committee's action after his 5-year fight to expose the truth. Watch.
I just want to let you guys know that it's been 5 years of fighting, and I've got nothing but media to show for it until today. The Senate, the Texas Senate, has finally taken legal action and authorized subpoenas, and I'm so happy. It's been 5 years, and now this has come out of nowhere, and I just hope and pray that other state senates will take up the call and investigate these big tech companies. You deserve a democracy and a representation in your vote. And these people are trying to subvert it. And I couldn't live with myself knowing that this was happening. Thank you for everyone who's believed in me through the years. I feel like we're on the verge of something absolutely huge. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you so much.
We are certainly on the verge of something huge. Thank you, Zach Voorhees, for everything that you are doing to support this channel. God bless you. God bless you. And special thanks to the Texas Senate Committee for taking up this fight and including us in it. Now, the mounting evidence that was presented in Wednesday's hearing suggests that these tech giants impose their own biases to manipulate and stifle dissenting voices, undermining the very foundation of our democratic processes. Senator Hughes and the committee have made it clear that Texas will not stand idly by while big tech threatens the integrity of our elections. As the Senate Committee on State Affairs continues its investigation into election security and the role of big tech, Voorhees' testimony has ignited a fierce debate about the need for transparency and accountability in the tech industry. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. The Texas Senate Committee's unanimous vote to authorize subpoenas against big tech giants marks a significant milestone in the fight for election integrity and free speech. By taking decisive action in response to the explosive testimony of Google whistleblower Zach Voorhees, the committee has sent a resounding message that the alleged censorship and manipulation practices of companies like Google and YouTube will not go unchecked. As the investigation unfolds, it is our fervent hope and prayer that this bold move will compel YouTube to rectify the unjust demonetization of this channel, the Next News Network, which has been a beacon of truth that has been silenced for far too long. In an age where speaking truth to power has become an act of courage, we must remain steadfast in our commitment to safeguarding the principles of free and fair elections, for the very future of our republic hangs in the balance.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.